The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Wednesday, August 13th, reveals that Kelly Spencer's Sophia Paris wedding excitement affected Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., and so did Taylor Hayes. Rebecca Budig talk about their upcoming honeymoon. Wednesday's B&B episode kicked off with Ridge, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Eric Forrester John McCook at Forrester Creations, where they had a conversation with Katie Logan, Heather, Tom, and Donna Logan, Forrester Jennifer. GAREIS, closing parenthesis. Brooke praised Ridge for saving her life, so Donna and Katie were appreciative. Eric acknowledged that it was a scary thing to witness, so he was also relieved Ridge had come to Brooke's rescue. When Ridge hinted about having somewhere to be, Brooke assumed he had to go see Taylor. After Ridge took off, Brooke was down in the dumps, but Eric suggested Ridge just needed a little more time to come back to her. At the Forrester mansion, Kelly drew a wedding dress and showed it to Ridge when he arrived. Kelly was excited about her grandparents' upcoming nuptials and her chance to be the flower girl. Although Kelly suggested Italy as a honeymoon spot, Taylor was thinking of St. Thomas and explained the significance of the location to Kelly. Ridge seemed uncomfortable as Taylor discussed the wedding planning she'd been doing. Ridge wound up talking to Taylor alone, but he seemed quieter and more pensive than usual. Taylor got Ridge to open up about Brooke's boat tumble and understood that the whole thing must have affected him deeply. Ridge seemed like he was preparing to tell Taylor something, but Kelly interrupted for more marriage ceremony talk. Kelly's wedding-related excitement clearly left Ridge feeling pressured to stick with the obligation he'd made. Back at Forrester Creations on Wednesday's B&B episode, Electra Forrester Linnea Grace opened up to Will Spencer Crew Morrow in the design office. That led to an explanation for why Electra had wanted a slow-moving relationship with Will. Electra still thought about everything Remy Price Christian Weissman put her through with the deepfakes and how hard it had been. Will was willing to wait for Electra, and understood why she had some hang-ups when it came to the bedroom. Over with Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, he showed up at the office to apologize to Brooke for the boating accident. Nick also admitted he had something special planned that day and was sorry they didn't get to finish their boat ride, as Nick confessed that he was planning on proposing in Italy. He showed Brooke the ring and left her reeling. After Nick professed his love for Brooke, she said she loved him too. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Nick won't get the happily ever after he's hoping for with Brooke, so we'll bring you updates on any other romantic news that might be in his future. CDL single quotes S where you want to be for great Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news and updates, so make us your one-stop source. Act I, the storm passes, but emotions swirl at Forrester Creations. Daylight blooms through the tall glass walls as Brooke, still under the emotional tremors from her recent near-death, re-enters a space that once felt like home. It's a scene of reunions and unspoken tension. Freshly back from their Italian getaway, presiding quietly, Eric exhaling relief, and Donna and Katie offering warm embraces. Brooke's voice wavers as she recounts the harrowing boat accident that changed everything. The room listens in stunned silence, especially Donna and Katie, who emotionally reaffirmed that Ridge truly saved Brooke's life. Eric chimes in, sprightly yet tender, acknowledging the terror of that moment and reinforcing how honored they all are that Brooke is safe. Brooke shifts uncomfortably when Ridge checks his phone and announces he has somewhere to be. The implication hangs in the air. Taylor enters the picture. Brooke's heart sinks as Ridge quietly makes his exit. Alone, she confesses to her sisters she struggles with the notion of Ridge sneaking off to Taylor, especially after the magical moment she thought she shared with him in Naples. Katie offers pragmatic comfort, while Eric softly suggests that Ridge might just need time to process and that things might yet shift in Brooke's favor. Just then, Nick Marone strides in, his expression taut with regret and longing. He apologizes, struggles for words, then clears his throat. There's something he must say. Brooke looks wary. Nick's voice quavers as he confesses how devastated he felt when she fell off his boat. How he stopped himself from going to the hospital because he didn't want to make things worse. Still, all that matters is that Brooke is safe. When Brooke says Ridge isn't at the office and that he's with Taylor, Nick's emotions break free. He pulls out an elegant ring and gently proposes, confessing, "This is not over for us, because I love you." Brooke, caught off guard, feels her defenses crack and quietly confesses that she loves him too. It's an emotional crescendo: hope, love, guilt, and possibility all tangled together. Act 2, a child's dream, a woman's planning, a man's confusion at the Forrester mansion. The mood shifts to sweet and serene. Taylor sits with Kelly, brushing her hair. Their conversation is light and excited, as Kelly, with the innocence only a child can project, talks about her grandparents' upcoming wedding and her desire to be the flower girl. Kelly is bubbling over with ideas. She sketches a wedding dress for her grandmother and grandfather, showing it proudly to Ridge when he arrives home. Smiling, Taylor picks up the thread of wedding talk, suggesting a honeymoon destination. Kelly mentions Naples, echoing memories of the trip. Ridge, softened, hugs both women and laughs, a small oasis of familial warmth. Taylor gently suggests something else. How about St. Thomas? She whispers to Kelly the story of their early days there, champagne, pirate treasure, and the beach where Ridge first proposed. Kelly's eyes light up. She loves it. Ridge watches them, smiling, but there's something in his eyes, a flicker of uncertainty. When Kelly rushes off with an idea, Taylor's tone shifts. Softly, she brings up the boat accident and Ridge's heroism. She gently tests Ridge's emotional state, sensing heaviness under his calm. Ridge opens up hesitantly. Everything was perfect until Nick intervened. He admits how deeply Brooke's fall shook him, how he feared losing her forever. Taylor leans in, understanding the weight of such trauma. But she pleads, please don't let Brooke use this to win you back. She reminds Ridge of her wedding day in St. Thomas when he told her she was the only woman in his life. She tells him she loves him just as much, if not more, than that day. Ridge responds, I love you, too, but then Kelly prances back in. I heard that. She teases, hugging him, announcing again how much she's looking forward to the wedding. And Ridge's face betrays a quiet turmoil. Act 3. Trauma, trust, and the promise of patience. Meanwhile, over at the design office, the mood is intimate and serious. Electra and Will share a hushed conversation. Will expresses relief that Brooke and Liam survived their ordeals. Electra, however, has been elsewhere. All she can think about is what Remy did to her. She's still haunted by the deepfake incident, vulnerability he forced upon her, and the scars it left on her psyche and sense of safety. Her admission is raw. She's not all right yet. Will closes the distance and consoles her, assuring Electra that he'll always protect her. And wait, there's no rush for intimacy, no pressure. It's a moment of deep trust and understanding, as they reaffirm their commitment to move at her pace. Reflection and narrative themes. This episode turned on two central axes of emotional drama: hopeful beginnings and fraught obligations. Nick's proposal, this sudden reignition of love with Brooke, and a clear counterpoint to Ridge's internal conflict. It's a moment of clarity and romance that offers Brooke and the audience a glimpse of what might be simpler but genuine. Taylor and Ridge's tension, from Kelly's dreams to Ridge's haunted silence. The honeymoon talk serves as both a hopeful vision and a pressure test. Ridge is torn between love, duty, and the trauma of that near instant of pure panic when Brooke fell from the boat. Electra and Will, a subplot offering emotional resonance around trauma, healing, and trust. Electra's struggle with her recent experience and Will's patience grounds the episode in tender realism.